What is up, guys? So today's video is going to be all about restoring this super dirty old rusty two-stroke pipe that came with the 2003 CR125 that I'm building on the channel right now. So I'll show you guys that here in a sec. I do have a brand new FMF pipe that I bought for this bike. So let me know at the end of this video when you guys see how good the restored one comes out. Let me know which one you guys think I should run, and that's probably what I'll end up doing. And if you guys are new to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button for me if you enjoy the video. And while you're down there, go ahead and smash that like button for me. Alright guys, let's get to it. So here's the extremely rusty pipe that we're starting with today. It's a pro circuit pipe, and as you can see, it also has a few dents on it, so we definitely have some work on our hands tonight. Also, the reason why I'm restoring this pipe is because they don't make many raw steel pipes for the 2003 CR125 anymore. Okay guys, so the main tool I'll be using to clean up this rust is a $20 angle die grinder from Harbor Freight, and this thing will do a great job spinning these coarse pads here. This will remove most of the rust, and then the medium and the fine will allow me to get a good shine on this pipe. And before we jump into the work here, I'm just going to show you we got like 3 dents here on the outside of the pipe, and then there's a few more on the inside here. Tough to see until we get it buffed out, but you guys will definitely notice it later. Okay, so now we can get to work with our coarse fiber disc pad here, and this will do a great job of removing the rust, as I said earlier. So just sit back, relax guys, and enjoy the transformation here. And now that I have most of that rust removed, I'm going to take an air cutoff tool here and cut off this bracket here, and then also the spring retainers that hold your exhaust on, and this will allow me to reach some of the rust that I can't reach with them still on there. Okay guys, so there's a lot of different methods to removing dents from pipes. What I like to do is I cut out part of the middle section depending on where the dent is, and then I bang them out with a hammer. That's the best way I know to completely remove the dents. Some of the other ways, people fill them up with water and then freeze them. I've seen pipes crack doing this, but also it doesn't completely remove the dent sometimes depending on the size of the dent, as well as people will fill the pipe with compressed air and then heat up the outside of it. I have heard this way is a little bit dangerous, but it does still work. It just doesn't get the same results as this. So I'm going to cut out this middle section and then weld the pipe back together. But I definitely understand that a lot of you guys don't have a welder, so the other ways might be a little bit easier for you guys. Alright, now that I got this section out of the pipe, I can go ahead and remove the Pro Circuit label here, and you can see how rusty and dented it was under there, so that's why I'm removing it. And then to bang out the dents here, I use a hammer with a crowned end and a flat end, and I just switch back and forth between them depending on what the dent needs to come out. This part really isn't that hard, it's just a little bit of a feel thing. You don't want to overdo it, but definitely a few taps on there will take most of the dent out. And now that the dents are most of the way banged out, I'll take a fiber disc to them again and run it over just to confirm that the dents are all the way out. Alright, now that we can verify that all the dents are out and it's all the way back to its factory shape, we can work on the other pipes. So you can see those two are factory dents, and then these other two here are what we're going to need to pound out on the other side of this pipe. And another nice thing about opening this pipe up is I can remove as much carbon as I need to from the inside to get the pipe all the way clean before I run it. Now that my pipe's all clean, I'll use my TIG welder here and go around and put a tack on this pipe about every 2 inches. This will help me when I go to weld it so I don't warp it. And as you can see, we got it all tacked up. Everything looks good. The dents look pretty evened out and it looks pretty flush onto the pipe. The only issue is there is some space between where I'm going to be welding the pipe together, but it is pretty smooth here. But the issue the space will cause in between our welds is it will make the welds a little bit uglier because I'll have to spread them across both sides of the pipe. And now I'm just going to do about 2-inch beads all the way around the pipe to spread it out. If I did this whole side here in one pass, it would warp the pipe because of the heat. So I'm going to spread them out to keep the heat transfer even across the pipe. Okay guys, so we got all the welds nailed down here. They came out decent. Could have been a little bit better, but there was some contamination from the carbon, and this material is pretty thin to weld on. But we were able to lay down decent enough welds to grind them off, smooth them out, and then I'm going to give this pipe the final buff. And this thing came out pretty crazy after the final buff. I mean, it looks like a completely new pipe. Absolutely different than it did before. If you look at it up close here, these welds came out pretty good after they got grinded down and smoothed out. They look pretty similar to the FMFs. You can see it gives them a nicer smooth look when they're grinded down. And as I was doing the final buff, I switched from these fine pads to this Scotch-Brite wheel here, and it gave me a really smooth finish, so I'll definitely put this one in the description for you guys. And as far as this bracket, when I get this build farther along on the CR125, I'm going to wait to mount up this bracket until I have the bike together and I can judge where the bracket needs to be based on the positioning of how it mounts up to the bike. And I'm also going to get in touch with Pro Circuit and see if they could send me a new label here that I can weld on myself just to add to the final look of this pipe. Okay guys, so now I'm going to put the final touches on this pipe here. It's ready to go. I grounded down those welds. I did leave the heat marks here, but up here when I grounded them down, it took off the heat marks. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mount up the pipe here in a vice grip, and I'll take a propane torch, and I'm just going to slowly go over these welds, heat treat them, as well as give them some really cool heat lines similar to what it would have from the actual Pro Circuit factory. As you guys could see, this pipe came out absolutely amazing. Looks brand new and will look a lot better once I get that Pro Circuit label welded on there. Which pipe do you guys think I should run? Don't forget to let me know down in the comments if I should run this or the FMF. If you guys enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit that subscribe button.